What's up, YouTube? Falcor here, and today I got a question for you. How many of you were told as a kid, chew your food before you swallow? How many? For real. How many of you were told that if you're going to chew a big old steak or eat whatever you're going to be eating, make sure you chew all of it? All of it before you decide to swallow. I'm here to tell you they weren't lying. I am here to tell you that your parents were not lying to you, okay? That whoever told you, whatever wise man, wise woman, whatever wise soul decided to tell you to chew your food before you swallowed, well, there's a reason behind it. And I'm going to tell you why. This is my personal experience of why you should be chewing your food all the way. Chew it up, 30 seconds, whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. Chew your food before you swallow. So, let's bring it back a little bit. It's about 2015 or so, 2015, and I started dating this girl. I think we were on our second or third date. We decided that we wanted to go to a trampoline park, okay? Not too scared about that, okay? We wanted to go to a trampoline park. So me, her, and a bunch of coworkers and some friends, we booked it online. This trampoline park you actually book online, reserve your time, like 1 hour time increments. It was like 6 to 7. One of my coworkers actually got off a little bit late, okay? So as soon as they got off, they had to get ready. We were already ready. We waited on them, and we knew that, everyone already planned to eat. We were going to go to B-Dubs, okay? It's like, let's go to B-Dubs. Let's go get some food. Some people would also caution maybe not to eat before you go to trampoline park. But that's neither here nor there. So, anyway, we carpool. We get about 4 people per car. It's like, I think 7 of us. 3 in the other, 4 in one. And what we did, we legally speeded to the old Buffalo Wild Wings to grab some food and get in, get out, and head to the trampoline park because we wanted to get there on time. That was the main reason why we're doing this, right? Eating was just, it's whatever. So we make our way over to the Buffalo Wild Wings and we get a table. We're already looking at the menu. I think we started looking at the menu before we even got there. We actually started to pull it up on our phones and let's browse through the menu so we can go ahead and sit down, order the food, eat it, and get out. So we get there, they go ahead and just hand us menus, but we already know what we want. We go ahead and order our food, and we're in a rush. We are in a rush because we have 30 minutes to actually get to the trampoline park for our time zone so that we can actually use the entire 1 hour of our jumpy jump time. We get our food about 15 minutes, 20 minutes later. Obviously you can tell we're in a rush. We have 5 to 6 minutes to eat. We grab our food, we scarf it down. I had me some delicious buffalo wings with chips. I didn't want to opt for the fries because I was like, it might take longer to cook. Whatever the reason I did, I got chips. I got some wings. I started eating them as fast as possible. Well, this is where that comes in play, right? This is where you need to make sure you chew all of your food before you swallow your food down. I started eating on this chip, and I'm already 4 or 5 wings in. I kind of throw a chip in my mouth every now and again, and I start chewing on this chip. Okay, start chewing on this chip, and obviously I didn't chew as much as I should have because I think at the same time, so I was kind of distracted. At the same time, if you're chewing chips and one of the chips kind of jab you on the inside of your mouth or inside of your gum, I think that's kind of what happened to me because as soon as that happened, I was like, oh shit, that really hurt. I need to swallow this. So I swallow my unchewed chips. And when I tell you the amount of regret I had right after that, oh my goodness, I had a piece of chip, probably the size of my thumb, kind of wedge itself down and stick inside of my esophagus, okay? And so I'm looking like a fucking bird. I look ridiculous. I'm looking ridiculous over here, and everybody's watching me I'm holding my throat like some ghost is choking me out, okay? And I'm trying to get this chip down my throat. I'm throwing water back, and eventually I finally get it down, okay? I finally get the chip down. Everybody's like, you all right? I'm cool. I'm good. I'm fine. I just had a chip almost suffocate me, but I'm fine, okay? So, finish my food. We head our way out to the trampoline park. We have a great time. We start, bouncing around for 45 minutes or so, and we're getting tired already because, we're out of shape, whatever. About 45 minutes in, 50 minutes in, we start winding down, we leave, we get back in our car, and I was supposed to go and hang out with her afterwards, but on the way home, I just started feeling like, garbage, right? That's French for garbage. I started, feeling like just straight garbage. My stomach was just, churning. I just started feeling like super ill, probably because I decided to go to a trampoline park right after I ate. That could have been the issue. Well, we dropped me off because I was just not feeling well. I had to get home. I had to get home because I was like, I don't know if I need to take a doo-doo or if I had to throw up. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that something was happening in my body and something needed to exit. So they dropped me off. I go inside my house, and this is where the deciding factor is. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I'm always like, you know the feeling that I'm talking about is when you're like, you just feel kind of real sick and you have to like either throw up or you have to take a big old poopy poop. Just one of those two. One of those two will relieve the stress inside your bowels. Well, I decided I don't really like to throw up. I'm not a huge fan of throw up. I just feel weird when I throw up. So I'm like, I'm gonna take me a poop. I'm taking a big old poop. So I sit down, try and take me a poop, It was actually a little harder than I thought it was. I'm trying to just feel better. So I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there for a little longer than I wanted to sit there. And to my right was this trash can. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you just poop and throw up at the same time? I mean, it's there. So I grab my trash can, little tiny trash can, and I pull it to me. After a few minutes of like really like concentrating to try to like just force something out of my body, I started to gag a little bit. So here I am, like trying to push out a little poopy doop, and I'm trying to throw up in this trash can. This is where it all comes full circle, okay? I'm holding this trash can and I begin to gag. And when you gag, everything's you're trying to force out of your, stomach. Pressure goes up into your esophagus and eventually it opens up and just kind of throws everything out, right? Well, imagine, if you will, having to hiccup the same time everything is trying to come out, okay? It happens. I literally gag, a nice big, and then hiccup at the same time. And some people may have experienced this before. It's very, very similar to like a burp and a hiccup. You try to burp and then you hiccup. It's like the same thing. Your esophagus, I don't know like scientifically or medically what is happening in there, but what it feels like is your esophagus is going, ha! It's just opening up, okay? Well, the amount of pain you feel when your esophagus, just that little tube going from your mouth to your tum-tums, expands is pretty friggin' painful, okay? Now remember, I'm gagging at this point. I'm gagging and I'm like hiccuping at the same time. But I did gag and something came out. Does anyone want to guess? Does anyone want to know what came out of my stomach when I gagged? A little chunk of something. It was the chip. It was the chip that I had not finished when I was eating at Buffalo Wild Wings, okay? This is where it gets worse. I look down, and at the same time, I'm like the immense amount of pain that I'm feeling just in my chest. I look down into the bucket that was my trash can. I see it, and I say, oh, that's when everything goes black. I am not kidding. I literally blacked out on the toilet. I woke up looking like this, and I did this little number, and my face has been like laying up against the counter. My lip was busted. Okay? I blacked out on the toilet. Let that just resonate with you, okay? I blacked out on the toilet because I hiccuped and I gagged at the same time, and then that beautiful little chip decided to pop its way on out of my body. Can you imagine? Yeah. Well, I hope you can, because I hope you have a very active imagination to understand what I'm looking at as I wake up from my slumber, confused, lip bleeding, chip in hand, and thinking to myself, wow, my parents were right. Make sure you chew your food all the way before you swallow. So there you go. It all came around. Make sure you chew your food all the way through before you decide you want to swallow it. Or else you're going to end up like me. Blacked out, pants down to your ankles, beside your toilet, facing to your counter, lip bleeding. Okay? It's as simple as that. But there you go, guys. There's my story. This is my recount of lessons learned, or rather lessons learned the hard way from my parents. Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know what kind of crazy story that you have had, maybe pertaining to not chewing your food or just whatever it might be. Just give me some funny stories. I'd like to hear these things because I'm now giving you this funny, kind of embarrassing story that I decided to experience. Guess what? I never told her that I blacked out on my toilet afterwards. You don't tell her that. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. My name's Falcor. I love all you guys. I love all the support. I really appreciate it. We're building this channel. We're going to build it from the ground up. You have no idea how much I absolutely appreciate it, but thank you so much. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. I promise I'm going to have some funny, goofy stories. I have 31 years of life to let you guys in on, okay? And some of it's goofy. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. This is Falcor out. See you!